Welcome to my drops. These are my drops, but it's also where I encourage you to write out your drops as well. Let's go. So I wanted to start today the first official video for my channel. You know, aside from the little selfie videos I've done where I've sort of wanted to make fun language videos and writing videos, including my own visits to the city or right here in New York, my local suburban area. Wanted to make, I wanted to include pretty visuals for you too, but I also wanted to make serious videos, and so this is the first one of that. And I wanted to start with something my students have had trouble with: simple past versus present perfect. What is it? What is the difference? When do we use the simple past and when do we use the present perfect? Now, let me start with the first issue straight off the bat, right? Present perfect. You hear the word present, and of course, present means now. But the perfect portion of that means that you use present perfect to describe an action or verb or state of being that has started in the past but continues to affect you in the present. So I'm starting off present perfect. Okay, so I have water here, boss babe, manifesting, right? Good vibes, boss babe. So I'm starting that, I'm going to call this cold coffee, right? So I can tell you that I have been drinking coffee since this morning. I've been drinking so much coffee since waking up this morning. So I have been. So I'm using the present perfect continuous. Remember, whenever we have an ing at the end of a verb, it's the continuous form. So I can say, I have been drinking so much coffee since this morning, or I have drunk so much coffee this entire week. Okay, so I can say either I can use a simple past and refer to a specific time in the past. For example, I drank, okay, simple past, I drank, that's a verb too, right? I drank 3 cups of coffee this morning, or I drank 10 cups of coffee yesterday. It's a lot of caffeine, isn't it? So those are specific examples from specific times and specific numerals. I drank 3 cups of coffee this morning, I drank 10 cups of coffee yesterday, whatever. You use a simple past, I drank. But if you want to describe the fact that you have drunk, verb 3, drunk, coffee all week, and it's a general large amount, you can say, I have drunk so much coffee this whole week or this entire week. So let's compare the simple past, I drank 3 cups of coffee yesterday, versus the present perfect. I have drunk so much coffee this entire week. I drank, simple past. I have drunk all week, present perfect. Let me plug in my little suspense novel, The Catalyst. So have you read it yet, right? When somebody asks you if you have read a book, they rarely ask you, did you read The Catalyst? They usually ask, have you read The Catalyst yet? Or any other book. For example, one of my favorites, The Alchemist by poetic, right? The famous book. And people usually ask, have you read Coelho's The Alchemist? Right? Because the reason is present perfect once again describes an action that has started in the past and can affect you today, because they want to know if you have read it ever. So have you ever is a general action that can refer to the past affecting today, because have you ever, or have you read The Alchemist, or have you read The Catalyst would include if you have read it 3 years ago or if you have read it just last week. Okay, so present and past sort of are both included when you ask questions in the present perfect. That's why you usually hear questions from native speakers using present perfect to ask you, have you seen this movie? Or have you read this book? Have you gone to Turkey yet for vacation? Whatever, have you done this? Have you done that? Okay, because past and present are both affected. But if you use the simple past to ask a question, we say, did you, right? Like, did you go to Paris this summer? I don't know. Or did you enjoy yourself during quarantine? Okay, something specific, during quarantine, or Paris this summer. So again, so specific in a specific time, also not only in topic, but also specific time in the past. Did you? Okay, simple past questions versus present and perfect and general all combined together. Present perfect questions. Have you ever gone to Paris in general, or have you read The Catalyst yet? Have you seen A Quiet Place 2 yet? This is such a good book, A Quiet Place 2. Sorry, such a good movie. But have you seen it yet? Movie theaters are open again. Have you seen that movie yet? All right. So that is the difference between those two types of questions. Finally, another question I get is about Norway. Since the novel takes place in Norway, a lot of people ask me, how long did you live in Norway? Now, I'm going to repeat that question. They ask, how long did you live in Norway? They don't ask me, how long have you lived in Norway? What is the difference between how long did you live in one place and how long have you lived in one place? This is the difference. How long did you live in Norway? I do not live in Norway, obviously, right? I'm in New York. So that's why we use the simple past, because I only lived in Norway when I started writing this during a specific time. So they ask, how long did you live in Norway? And I tell them, I lived in Norway for 2 years, okay? But they ask me, how long have you lived in New York, or how long have you been living in New York? They're similar because I'm still in New York for both of them. So how long have you lived in New York, or how long have you been living in New York would both be correct since I am still in New York. So how long did you live somewhere refers to a place that you no longer live in, versus how long have you lived or how long have you been living in a specific place refers to a place that you are still inhabiting, a place that you are still living in. So I lived in Norway for 2 years. It's where this is the Norwegian words, right? I lived in Norway for 2 years. I have been living in New York for decades. I'm an adjunct instructor of language education, as well as a twice published author with 2 sequels on the way, which I'm currently working on. I'm here making videos for you to improve your language skills. I usually teach intermediate level English and up, and I am only going to exclusively talk in English. So all in English, write out your drops, okay? Please write out your comments, write out what you want me to make videos on, and I will make sure to do as much as I can to do that. But please, we have to share our stories, write out our drops. We have to make sure we contribute to the world. And guess what? English is the global language. So we need to be exposed to English in our daily lives as much as possible. So here I am writing out my drops, whether it's through activism based on human rights abuses that my family has suffered, unfortunately, as well as language issues and writing and reading and everything, and my personal poetry as well. But more so, I would like to focus on language, and that's why I'm here for. So if you enjoy language videos and if you enjoy my poetry and writing advice and all that stuff, please click that subscribe button and please give this video a huge thumbs up so I could continue making more.